a breeze.
Keith, welcome.
Right on, boys.
Thank you, man. Thanks for joining us.
Awesome.
Welcome to the XFoils podcast. Feel honored to have you in the van.
Oh, thanks.
We load so many KT boards into this van.
I love it.
Like
I love
stat. I've got videos and photos of it. It's just like KT.
I guarantee I've had at least 100 to 200 different KT boards in this van this summer.
The summer here at the Gorge mostly.
It's incredible, man.
Yeah.
It's like the Gorge sponsored by KT.
Yeah. It's been a good year for us for sure.
Heck yeah.
I feel super psyched that I actually, we tapped into it just kind of luckily. I mean, sure, you're trying to make a good board. You're trying to tick all the boxes, and then, to actually have it happen, it's epic. So.
Yeah, and not just the boards, man, the foils too. I think the foils have really had a big year in the Gorge too. I mean, all over the world, but in the Gorge specifically, I think people really gravitated. They're hiding back there, but I got a full quiver of foils.
Awesome.
Magic.
Yeah, Kane's done an amazing job.
Yeah, I was joking with Kane. I was like, I don't know if you know, but you literally designed a foil just for the Gorge, basically.
Sure. It's so good. I was using the Oxygen runs the other day. It was all time.
Heck yeah, man. Well, look, I think we wanted to get into the nuts and bolts on some of these boards you designed. Yeah. You were talking about the Super K. I think the Super K V2 really. V1 was an amazing board. It's like what I started pairwing on. As soon as I got a pairwing, I bought one. I got the 60 liter. Nice. Tyson hooked me up with it, right? I got Greg to send me a BRM 4 meter. Cool. Yeah. Got a 60 liter from you. And I was like, okay, here we go. We're in a pairwing. It was like such a great board for it because it built board speed so fast.
Yeah,
and
that's what you kind of need.
Which is super important.
A little unstable maybe, but.
Yeah. And then the V2 came out and it was like all the magic of the V1, but was like, it felt like it was like half the size, right? Like you got the dimensions down so much, put so much volume for it. It really took off well. And then I just watched it explode here. I mean, everybody was riding it. Everybody who got on it was like, that's the board. I got to get one. And we were all clamoring over each other to try and get it.
I think one of the cool things is just that you can ride a bigger board in that model and it doesn't feel big. And
no, it doesn't feel big at all.
In pairwing, especially, you need all the help you can get. At least I do.
Yeah, for sure. Well, because the whole point is like, we're moving from 8 and 9 footers down to something that feels surfier. So like the last thing you want is a big clunky
100%.
board, right? You want something that feels like a short board underneath you because that's the whole beauty of it. You can whip around and rip turns and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, in the beginning of the summer, I was just like paddle downwinding and I got it pretty good at it, and I was really enjoying it. And I'm like, longboards, they're so epic. You get this smooth cruise and some really good swoops. And then, it's been maybe a month and a half, 2 months, maybe a little longer. And I started parawinging and I'm like, holy shit, it's done.
It's done. It's done, dude.
And you get on a 5.5 or, the mid length or even shorter if you want to try, but it's amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Like the swoops and the different lines. And we keep saying it feels like snowboarding and foiling and surfing together. All 100%.
Totally, right? I always say that same thing. It's like the best snowboard, like powder day of your life out there sometimes.
And I think the best tip that me and Logan got is from Kane. He's like, you got to look at it like snowboarding, the way you turn. And that's kind of unlocked some things for me. Not that I'm a good snowboarder, but just the way you look at the bumps and where you read to turn and your body language. It's quite close to snowboarding.
Totally agree. I think, boards like this, a shorter board, being on smaller foils, the parawing, all that, it's like opening the ocean up in a different way where all of a sudden downwinding is becoming these long surf snowboard
100%.
Sessions, right? Opposed to I feel like I was just trying so hard to just read the energy, stand the energy. Now I'm like, it's like a giant skateboard.
And you're not scared to fall.
I'm going
to push it a little bit this time.
Well, you're not scared to fall because you got a board like the Super Cam. Well, you know, going to get you back on foil quickly, right?
And I'm working on all the new ones for next year.
Oh, wow.
Not new Super Ks. That's going to stay in the line because it's an excellent board and well liked. But I am developing a more parawing specific.
But you said, so when you designed this one, parawinging, you weren't parawinging yet. So
I mean, we actually had, I'll admit it, we had parawing the first BRMs. We got them pretty much right away. And I tried it once in Thailand on a trip and it was super light. And we were testing the new Super K2 and it was difficult. And because it was light and I wasn't like, oh, this isn't like epic. So I didn't latch on. And then, it took the second version of the BRM to come out. And then Casey Hauser, who I'm good friends with, and we do lots of testing. He started doing it like 1 or 2 times. He said, this is amazing. You got to come. And then I started doing it. I'm like, okay, I feel like we almost missed the boat. We didn't because the board was really suited. The Super K is really suited for parawinging as well. But then that
wasn't like in mind.
No. It wasn't.
Which is interesting because like we look at it and it's like it delivered a lot of the things that I look at as like these are the things that make a great pairing board, right? It has like a long enough water line that you can build speed. It's got a little bit of displacement on the nose, nice flat bottom, solid rocker to it, and volume projected forward, so you're not going to bury the nose as you're driving. And it's like, I swear, dude, I swear, you guys.
You know what? It all comes from the downwind boards.
Yes,
because those are all things you need in a downwind board.
Yeah.
So when I was developing the Super K, the DNA came from the downwind boards and what I was learning there. It all came from that.
I think the unique thing is you transition where you didn't let it influence it too much. I think a lot of the early ones, they ended up looking like mini downwind boards.
Yeah.
So they're like displacement. And then all of a sudden you lose that ability to like plane out and pop.
Well, I realized right away, the Super K is again, a great board, but it was 2 displacement. I mean, it's not 2 displacement.
The original one.
The original one. You can get used to it, but that was the one thing that I struggled with is like, okay, when you're just sitting there, it's, it's tippy.
Yeah.
And when you're trying to parawing or anything like that, you need some stability. The more stability you can have, the better, but then you can't go too wide because then it's going to slow it down. So it's finding those balances. And that's what we're going through right now. And having learned to parawing in the last 3 months, I've been doing all this development on the new boards for the more parawing specific. And it's pretty cool. It's kind of
super cool.
Yeah. But all the things we talk about, a little length, not too wide, but not too narrow, all these little things. But
and what's up with the nose? Everyone says that it's to put more volume in the nose. That
for me, it's actually sure that's an aspect of it, but it's not the main thing. For me, it's more about being able to create an aerodynamic nose that you can go across the wind with and not be pushed. So the tail is actually more vertical and the nose is more sleek. So, the wind isn't pushing your nose down when you're going across. Because there's oftentimes everywhere.
Like you get side-winded.
Yes. You're not trying to go straight down a swell. I mean, sure, sometimes, but you
got to cut across a lot.
And you got to cut across a lot because that's where you generate, keep going, find the next bump. And so for me, especially, again, it comes from downwinding in these long boards that get pushed. And so I was just like, well, that's a way for me to create like an aerodynamic nose without going too thin because you don't want a thin nose either because then you're going to sink and you need that support ladder like front to back.
Yeah, because when the parawing pulls you, it's pulling the nose down, right?
And then you're also trying to pump.
Exactly.
It's hard.
So it's a hard equation to figure out.
Yeah, but now all these aspects that I lucked into and the other ones not lucked into, but kind of like evolved that way have become more important. And I'm trying to really figure out like not putting too much volume in the nose, but getting the volume I need, keeping it sleek, making sure the rails don't get too big up there because it slaps. So there's a lot of thought that comes into it. And working with Kane, especially, I can develop with the team I have. And then Kane gets on and he's like, well, you should try this, or I'm feeling this.
Yeah.
And so
it's so hard to put those things into words.
He is. He actually got on the board and he's like, this is the most connected I've ever felt. He said, but when I move my foot back, it's too sensitive and I overturn the board. So I'm like, okay. So it was an interesting thing that I don't feel. So
he's so tuned in.
He's so tuned in at such a high level. And so it's cool. And just, figuring out our strap position. I've actually been riding straps and really enjoying that. Yeah. Sure.
Front end,
sure. The pump. Yeah. Front end, rear. Sure. The pump, you work your legs a little bit more, but I'm starting to figure it out a little more where it's not going to be so hard on the legs. But man, for the turning and just transitioning from one rail to the next,
so
for me, it's
control,
beautiful.
So much leverage.
So much leverage.
Yeah.
And then I can even imagine I don't know if I'll do it, but you drop bottom turn and hit the lip and, you do a little air, throw your wing out. I don't know. That's where I can see where it's going. It's not going to be me. But,
oh no, totally.
But it's like,
there's going to be guys out there hucking backflips, doing all kinds of crazy with straps on with like a little 35, 40 liter board.
Exactly.
Just like it's going to be crazy.
Yeah. But I've never done, in foiling, I've always felt like at the mercy of the foil and the gear because I'm not that great. But the other day in the river, I came down bottom turn and I did a turn and I was able to flatten out. I was actually going backwards for a second and then whipped it back around. I was like, oh shit.
My God. Yeah. Well,
did anybody see that?
Yeah.
You got to do that. You got to do that.
I probably felt like I looked like this, but I wasn't. But hey, that's what it is.
Yeah. Right. It's all about what's up here, buddy.
Sure. Yeah. It's fun stuff.
So what are you guys have a beautiful team. Right?
Yeah.
So
it's amazing.
And very critical.
Yeah.
So how did it come down to a point where you're like, okay, I feel like you don't have to do 10 more prototypes,
That's a good question.
Are you satisfied at that point? Are you? Never satisfied?
No, I do get to a point where I'm like, okay, this is enough of a change
Yeah.
and I'm feeling satisfied with like checking the boxes that are important. And then I'm like, okay, we're limited on time now. So we have to like pull the trigger, and we're basically 3 weeks away from that for me. And I came here with 5 boards, and we did 10 runs one day, or I did 5 and the team did 10. And then I did a 5 another day, and they're amazing, but I realized that they're not right. They're good, and we're 80% there.
Awesome.
And so from that in the team and going back and forth and trying different boards, switching up, different wings, all that, I was able to like kind of pinpoint where I wanted to change it, and we were all in agreement. And what's cool is I do all the designing of the boards, but then Kane, he knows how to use the program too. And so we sat the next day after we kind of all agreed what we needed to do, and he came in and did something that completely made the board. I think it's going to look even better than anything. And so that's really cool, because he can come in and say, let's try this and do this. And then I'm like, oh yeah, fuck. And then I can clean it up, because he's not as good at the program as me, but he can get places and see it in a different way. He comes from a very technical, like he understands how programs interrelate with each other, like the computers and all that. So yeah, I'm stoked. And then I get Kai to jump on.
Did you have a better rider, right?
No.
Like, who can do all those things and then still be one of the best riders on the planet?
It's amazing.
Like,
I feel
right?
super psyched.
Yeah. So how's it been adding foils to the portfolio and that whole journey?
It's
it's got to play a big difference in like how you're developing boards.
To be honest, I don't think we could have done it without Kane. I don't think we would have done it.
Yeah, right.
It's not something I want to jump into. He's special. To jump into, yeah, you can have a good designer, but we wouldn't have done it unless we could find a situation like that. And it was real natural. And I know his parents for years, and it just sort of naturally happened. And in general, if we're going to go into something, one, we have to be passionate about it. 2, we like to sort of natural flow towards something.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's cool to be investing in such a young designer.
Yeah.
Because like, where's the ceiling, right?
Yeah.
Like if this is
100%.
where he keeps his focus, like where are these foils going to go? It got me really excited to see your line come out, because I just know, you're in the epicenter of the sport. That's where development's happening. We're seeing so much cool stuff coming out of race foils right now. That's affecting the rest of the industry.
It is.
So yeah, it's going to be really cool. And also, man, the KTs have a very like unique feel. Like foils feel different than any foil I've ever hopped on. Yeah. And it's really cool that you have such a specific
and I think that's
like how they feel.
Something that we can tap into and that helps us. So, and I've just been tapping into it and changing fuses and angles and stuff
What's your jam? What's your daily
jam? I like the 790 with the 56 fuse, a 155 nomad tail.
Oh yeah, money.
And like less negative, so I can shoot more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and that's all come along because of the Parawing.
That's basically
like what we're looking for. And then I'll use the 830 nomad, same tail. Sometimes when it's a little, like I use it when it was a little closer period.
It's great here when it's
I enjoyed that, because you can
like a bigger tail.
I'll use the 155 still,
okay.
but I'll use the 830 because it's just rolls over a little quicker, and I can stand the bump a little easier.
Dude, the low end on that thing is
it's nuts.
ridiculous.
I know.
Dude. You can go.
That really helped me with the downwinding, and because it's been a 2.5 year journey on the downwinding until the beginning of the summer, and I got it down. I could go. I'm not the fastest to get up and whatever, but those foils really, when I jumped on those foils, it was like, okay, it made it a lot easier. It's still hard.
I think they're doing that for a lot of folks downwinding, right? Those atlases specifically, they've got such incredible low end that it really just allows people to get without a ton of aspect ratio, so they still feel manageable to turn, which is really cool.
I know. I when I first jumped on them, I thought, man, these are stiff. I don't know how I'm ever going to turn them, but now I'm turning harder than. And it's obviously as you get better, you learn to turn foils. And
what were you riding before?
I was using I used unifoil a little bit.
Yeah.
And then
I remember seeing you on this.
Yeah, I had that was pretty much it. I did the MFC kind of in the beginning, and then the unifoils actually really helped
MFC.
me. Totally. That back in the day.
Totally
forgot. The unifoil actually really helped me start to learn the downwind, and I really enjoyed that foil.
Yeah,
those
are great.
Yeah, and I tried a little bit of lift. That was nice. But then we came up with this program. It's been almost 2 years since we started.
Yeah, we got to see him last summer when we were there, and you guys let us demo some, which was pretty cool. Yeah, awesome to see him on the water, full effect.
Yeah,
got my whole quiver. I've been, dude. I can't even decide. It's so funny because like the atlases, like there's an efficiency pickup on the atlases. It's great, and I love it for out here because it means that like I can glide between the surf turns a little bit. I don't
Yes,
have
which
to
is
like,
kind of nice.
if I do 3 turns sometimes with the Nomad, it's like, oh, I run out of speed, but I got to pump.
Yeah,
But
and so you're already
man,
gassed.
they turn so good.
Yeah.
I can't decide. Like, it's like the 680 or the 700
Yeah,
Nomad.
I know.
Or should it be, like I have a hard
That's
time
fun.
because they all feel so fun.
Yeah.
Like I just
Yeah.
have so much fun surfing
Awesome.
these ones.
It's
Yeah,
good to
yeah.
hear.
Well,
I can't wait for like,
you're
what's
lucky.
Oh,
You're
don't
lucky
worry.
that
We got
you're able to have that many foils.
yeah.
I am lucky.
But then it comes with a problem of foil choice.
Design.
Yeah.
Right? You're like, what do I ride today?
I feel like I have too many in the quiver right now. I need to thin it down so I like don't have to make so many decisions with it because I have to do math and change my shim every time.
Yeah, I know.
Explode. So like I just want to pick one.
That's the beauty of it, though. You can tune it.
We're like, King, what is
I know,
0
we call
minus
them all
1
the
plus
time.
2? You're like,
We
that's
call them
basic
all the
math,
time.
man.
Should I do
He's
this
like-
or not?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, okay, come on, guys.
He's like, you're gonna screw up your whole session. Yeah. It's fun too with it's a little like keeps you honest too with KT because every once in a while you'll like not do the math right and you'll be out there be like,
something's not
do I
right.
suck at
Yeah.
foiling? Did I just regress? Like
Yeah.
what happened? And then you're like, oh, it's a
Yeah,
half a
something's
degree
out.
off, and then it's
Yeah.
perfect.
Well, it's
sure.
wild to have a formula like that.
Yeah,
Like just the way, you just know the way that his...
he thinks. I
It's-
know.
it's
Yeah, and I think
crazy.
it's really cool that you guys delivered that too, because it's like everything has it's really cool to see a foil that needs specific tuning for each one to feel right instead of just kind of like slapping it on and like how else would you do it? Like how does another brand do it? Because we're using front wings and back wings,
I don't know.
but we're applying the same back wing
Yeah.
to a different front wing and
Yeah.
expecting a similar feel.
Yeah, the mass length and all
Yeah,
that.
yeah, right?
So it's like, over the years, he's just sort of figured out how he wants to
He is the
approach
shim
it.
master, right?
He is the shim master.
Yeah. It's cool, and it's changed the way I think about
And
foiling a little
Yeah,
bit
and
too.
I think a lot of it maybe came from his back wing business and having to adapt to front wings and what they're doing. So he was just sort of putting that in the back wings that he was selling.
Mhm.
I think naturally he would build it in what he thought was best. So
Yeah.
that whole concept, I think, came from that. Maybe that's what I'm assuming, but
Yeah, I've seen a
pretty cool.
really, really sexy looking mast out there
Yeah.
floating around.
Yeah, we have a new high modulus, super stiff mast. It's going to be good racing. It's actually really good for parawing.
Yeah.
And it's the turniest mast I've ever used. So yeah, that's coming. We have his race wing that's going to come out the Solus this year.
Is that what
which
he was
really cool.
riding in the race?
Yeah.
Dude, like that hump race.
775, I know.
Just
it's nuts.
so fast. And
Did you watch him pull away? It's like
Yeah, I know.
page up, and then he just goes.
Wow.
And at one point, you just see him stop. You can tell how far behind they are. And he's like, okay, I'll just stop here for a second.
Well, he was feeling, he's like, yeah, I'm
pumping.
pumping. And then it gets to a point where he stops because if he keeps bumping, there's like some cavitation or something. So he has to wait a second. And he's like, oh yeah, then I feel it re-engage and I pump. Okay, sounds great.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think he feels that with like his pinky.
Yeah,
toes or
for
something.
sure.
Like, okay, re-engage.
awesome.
Well, he's part carbon, so he
Yeah.
just can like seal the carbon.
Now we got lots of cool stuff coming, gonna evolve, shift, and yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, I was talking to him. It's like, I mean, everybody's pushing the sport forward,
Yeah.
but you guys are just so well positioned with such great riders in the epicenter of
We're
places
stoked.
to test. Now,
Yeah.
obviously, it's a specific vantage point to
Yeah.
foiling is Maui,
Yeah.
right? Because you guys have these incredible conditions all the time.
But it's great
no
to come
doubt.
here and do this.
Oh yeah,
Because you feel a lot of different things, and it's important.
Mhm.
And we also have offices in Europe in Tarifa, so we have a warehouse there, and that's been a great addition to the feedback because they want different things in Europe.
Mhm.
They wing more, they kind of rail over more, and they were feeling things that we weren't. And so it was cool to have that feedback and that interaction because it's important. That's a big market.
Yeah,
It's a
you can't
different
design
market.
just for Maui.
No, you really can't. And so I think it's helped Kane as well, having that feedback to go, okay, maybe I'll tune this up or whatever it is, So it's been,
And I assume like
it's been amazing.
that played a big role probably in the original offering of foils too. Is
Yes.
making sure you're delivering something that's like meeting all the conditions. Like, dude, your KT, the Nomad is incredibly popular on the East Coast,
Yeah,
in the South,
Europe too. It's
right?
popular.
Because it does so well in little mushy waves
Yeah.
because of the low end,
Yeah.
and people are surfing like they used to be on 1,000 centimeter wings,
Yeah.
and now they're on the 830
Yeah.
all day, and they've got more low end than they had a
Yes.
year ago and whatever
Yeah.
they were riding. You got like
It's pretty
all
cool.
my homies back in,
Oh,
in
cool.
Charleston and stuff
That's
are
awesome.
riding
Nice.
Nomad and loving it.
Good to hear.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that KT board was super popular.
Yeah, as well?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Like we'd sell them in our shop.
Nice.
And they do really well.
Nice.
The Super K was really popular. And then once you guys took off that step bottom for the second one,
Yeah.
that could be used for foil drive as
Yeah.
well, was huge.
That's
so just
why we
way
took it
more
off.
versatile.
I like the
I
step
know
personally.
you like the step.
I love the step.
I love this stuff.
I told her, like, look, there's no step. But it was really hard for Keith to let it go.
It really was.
But it was it was important.
It works,
yeah,
right?
and it works. And I've actually all the new stuff that not new, but the Super K will always not have a step now. But the para wingboard, I'm going to put a step.
Yeah,
we'll offer a shim if somebody wants to foil drive it.
Yeah,
but I found the because I made both and I did it back to back, and we all felt
the advantage.
I feel the advantage.
just releases faster.
Releases a little quicker, and actually when you touch down, it bounces off quicker too. So it's a bit of both.
Less surface area to touch, right?
So, yeah, and it also allows me to do a bottom that I want, a little more simply with less drag.
Interesting.
So it's pretty cool. I'm pretty stoked.
And the construction side of that, it's way more difficult with this step.
We found because no, it's not. Cobra's got it down, and we're reinforcing it now. With the molds, it's so close tolerance that it all really sits really nice and tight.
Yeah,
sure, every once in a while there's little things, but like anything.
Do you want to talk a little bit, maybe just since we're talking about construction, is like the difference between your pro models and your stock models?
Yeah.
And like
so
what that's all about?
This year with the downwind boards and the Super Ks, we have a new construction. It's a dual core construction. And so basically it's a high density foam around a light core on the inside. But what's really cool about it is, costly. Also, you have to make two molds. You have to make a mold for the inner core, and then you have to make a mold where you put them both together. So basically what happens is you blow the inner core, and then that gets placed inside the new mold, and then the other foam blows the outer core. And so it's kind of like a sandwich technology where you have one core that's more high density than the other. And then that creates the stiffness, the strength, because we realize you don't really need that strong core on the inside. Less weight. You put
That's
say
good to use like a 1 pound or whatever.
Yeah, you can use a 1 pound inside and a 1.5 on the outside, or a 2. So there's we'll start playing with that more. And then we have the Pro Carbon, which is a full sandwich kind of technology from windsurfing, and that's like a 3 millimeter high density Divenicel, and that is all basically it's all placed in a mold all at once with the foam and everything. And then there's one mold for that, and that comes out, and then it's touched up a little bit, and then it's put in another mold. Actually, no, it's vacuum laminated with carbons after that.
Oh, wow.
So, and we're actually about to come out with a video that we started that whole video process.
I saw that with the factory.
Yeah, and then we're going to have another episode that kind of goes deeper into those constructions.
Super
So
cool.
that's coming out. Yeah.
And you've got the hollow.
And we've got the hollow, yeah. We played with that a bit. Cobra offered it to us to just try, and we played with it, and we liked.
It's their tech, or
It's their tech.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we did a wing sample too, like a Super K sample too, to try. But we found that the biggest benefits were in the racing boards. You're up long, you're kind of just going downwind. The swing weight and the pumping, the energy is less to put into it. There's positives and there's a few, I don't want to say negatives, but there's just differences. The touchdowns can be a little sensitive because the board doesn't have the momentum to push through. So it's something you got to get used to. But in general, Kane's not down when he's racing.
Yeah.
In general.
Never touches the wall.
Yeah. And popping up.
He's always this far from his foil and then reaching, right?
And for the edge and popping up, it's amazing because it's so light and the pump's amazing.
Yeah.
And the swing weight, like this is amazing. So that's where we thought it was the most viable.
And you still have that air dynamics on the nose?
Yes.
Yeah.
You still have it. It's all the same board. It's just, and then we offer that in a dual core. Actually, we don't. We just do, we have either sandwich or hollow in that model. And then on the other models, we have the dual core density.
And the pair wing board will be just one construction?
Just sandwich.
Just sandwich.
So
it's a high end board.
Same as the Pro.
Yeah. Just the same as the Pro. So I'm excited for that.
Super cool.
We're excited for that. That's cool. So
gonna
you've
be
got them here? You said you've got some?
I do, but they're off in the.
They're in testing land.
They're in testing land.
They're not in showing land.
We were riding them all the other day, so I'm sure you saw them.
I don't know. I didn't.
They're
see
cool though. They're amazing. More stable. They do get off the water not as quick as a Super K because it's hard to beat 18.5 or whatever. For the same board, I'm like at 19.25, so about 3/4 inches wider, but I am 1 inch longer.
So
working on some deck contour stuff.
You did it mostly for stability.
Stable.
Yeah.
Just for stability. But I went to 20. And it was too much.
Yeah.
I like
it's interesting, right?
But man, but I would watch the guys kind of ride by like, that board looks big.
Oh no, yeah.
It looks a little bulky.
Little bulky.
You know, it's too big to turn.
So funny. We used to all be riding these big wide
Yeah,
boards.
I
Right?
know.
Now we're all like paddling 16-inch wide
sure.
boards. So now everything feels wide, even when it's like 19, right? Which is
There's
funny.
always a limit.
Yeah.
Where you want to go. But no, I'm excited because we're so passionate and we love it.
Yeah.
And we're able to feel the changes. So we can put the energy and the direction into it.
Well, you guys
Sick.
have definitely been putting fuel on the foil fire.
Good. That's good to hear.
He's been helping push this
Yeah.
thing forward. We
Awesome.
all feel it. So
Sweet.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
appreciate the time, man.
Thank you guys.
Thanks, everyone.
Appreciate it.
You.
Right on.
All right. Cheers.
Cool.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
That was-
That was awesome, Keith.
That was
Thank
really
you.
awesome. Appreciate you wanting to do it with me.
Yeah.
Sick.
Kidding, man.